Good afternoon. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
My name is Lawrence Hamm. I'm the chairman of the People's Organization for Progress, a grassroots organization, an all-volunteer organization that works for racial, social, economic justice and peace. And we have called this press conference today to announce an event that will be coming up this summer, a very important event. And that event is titled the Million People's March Against Police Brutality, Racial Injustice, and Economic Inequality. And this march is scheduled to take place on Saturday, July 25th, here in Newark, New Jersey. It will begin at 12 o'clock noon, and the starting point for the march is the Lincoln Monument here in Newark, New Jersey at the intersection of West Market Street and Springfield Avenue. And this march was called by the People's Organization for Progress, but it has been endorsed by a number of community, grassroots, labor, religious, and student organizations. We have about 40 endorsing organizations, and that number is growing, and we expect it to increase before the march to 100 organizations. We are calling this march in response to the ongoing epidemic of police brutality in the United States of America. We see the murder of unarmed black men, women, and children, not exclusively black. The victims of police brutality do come from all races, but we know statistically, overwhelmingly, the majority are African Americans. We've called this march in protest to the ongoing murder of unarmed black men, women, and children, the violation of people's constitutional rights by the police, discriminatory and disparate treatment of African Americans and other people of color by the police, and even the police terror in the black community. We saw recently a settlement in Chicago, not simply of one case of someone being the victim of excessive force, but where black men were systematically tortured in Chicago, Illinois by police. And we believe this to be not just a Chicago problem, but this is a national problem. And even here in Newark, New Jersey, after years of protests by the People's Organization for Progress and other groups, the Justice Department came in at the behest of the New Jersey chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union and did a study of the Newark Police Department over several years and found that Newark police systematically violated the constitutional rights of citizens here in Newark, that they did engage in the use of excessive force, and that some units of the police even engaged in criminal behavior. And as a result of that, there will be a consent decree here in Newark, and there will be a federal monitor put over the Newark Police Department. But something great happened this summer. We saw the election of a new mayor in Newark, New Jersey, Ras Baraka. Mayor Baraka embraced the efforts of the Justice Department, and I'm proud to stand here and say that after 50 years of demands by the citizens of Newark for a police review board, Mayor Baraka signed an executive order last week to create and establish a police review board here in Newark. First time in the 350-year history. So we've called this march to draw attention to the ongoing problem of police brutality, murder, and terror in the United States, to add to the energy that is being exhibited nationwide, that is building into a movement for police reform. And as we demand justice for the many victims of police brutality all over the country, we also demand justice for the victims of police brutality right here, for Abdul Kamal, for Jerome Reed, and for Kashad Ashford. And their mothers are here today, and you're going to hear from them. So we're pressing to build a mass movement. This march is to help build a mass movement. This march is also to press for structural and policy reforms within the police departments, not only in New Jersey, but across the country. So those are the main reasons that we have called this march. And we have a number of elected officials, community leaders, activists have joined us today to put forward this call for the Million People's March against police brutality, racial injustice, and economic inequality.